Hey guys, Mike Bays here at Bettendorf, Stanford. We're giving you another video this week. This week we're going to be talking about your band slicers on your bun machines. We got one here we're building for we got about 5 of them in here we're building for customers right now. Before we get started, we're going to talk about safety once again. If we show you to do anything, we tell you to do anything goes against the policy in your plant or the way that you've been taught, shut the video off, get back to work. We want everybody to work safe. I got Sugar Lips here helping me again on this video. He thanks you guys for the NASCAR cups, and he also got 3 offers for a date in the case that his fiance cancels on him. So we appreciate that. We're going to talk about changing these pulleys out. They got a crown on them. When that crown goes, your blade's just going to float all over the place. It's got about a 2-degree crown. So if that crown goes, you're not going to have any blade control. We make these pulleys now, we make them segmented like this. They used to be solid. This seems to work a lot better. It's a little bit lighter weight, and it's actually a little more rigid. And the pulley is always balanced to the shaft. You can change pulleys out on their own, but you may get a little bit of wobble out of them. All right, this machine, excuse me, everybody around here is coughing. It's that time of year. This machine don't even have an electrical panel on it, so we don't have to lock nothing out. We do got a dummy blade here, so we don't have to wear gloves. If you guys don't have one of these dummy blades without teeth on it, y'all give Olivia or Lenny a call and let them know what size, and we'll send you one of these things free of charge for your slicer, because we don't want nobody getting cut. We want everybody working safe, and it's hard to do all this work if you got a pair of gloves on. All right, we're gonna put this blade on there, and we're gonna go ahead and get it set in the center guide. And Sammy does this all the time. The first thing, obviously, we got to do is set the pulleys in. We set the pulleys in, and we set the pulleys in. We set the one pulley 4 inches from the frame to the back of the pulley, and then we lock the bearings down. It depends on what kind of bearing you got, how you're gonna lock it down. There's 2 or 3 styles of them, and then we set the other pulley parallel. Take a good straight edge. We clamp it to the one that we've set at 4 inches, and then we slide that other one out till it touches our straight edge, and then we lock it down, and we know they're parallel. Then we get us an indicator, and we stick our indicator on here, and we bring it up, and we check our run out. I don't think the camera can get that, but we got about 1/1000th run out. We try to keep that within 3/1000ths max. Obviously, we've checked that cycle. Sammy put this thing together a few days ago. It was probably running out about 1 as well. So then we can put our blade on there and kind of get started on this. All right, so we got in there. We're getting our center guide.
And then your outer guides as well. And make sure you clip her in the top guide. Now you clear mic, and I'll apply some air pressure.
Okay, put the air on.
So we'll tension our blade. Hands free.
Okay. Now these guides haven't been set. That's what we're going to show you guys how to do. Once it's there, we're going to roll it around. We're going to let that blade find its natural center, which is right there. She's riding right on the crown. All right, Sammy, what we're gonna do now?
So basically on all 3 or 4 of your blade guides, what I like to do is I'll just leave the 2 /4-20 bolts loose. They'll hold your blade guide and backing roller in place. I'll leave them loose, I'll let it float. I'll spin her around quite a bit. That way it kind of straightens everything out. And then if you look, you want it to be right in the middle between your top and your bottom, where you get a little wiggle out of it. That way you're not riding against your ceramics on your blade guides the whole time. And then just lock her down height-wise.
How far back you want the backing roller, Sam?
Backing roller, like I said, about 1/16 of an inch out. So
now that backing roller shouldn't spin when the blade's running.
Now it's an eyeball 1/16. I mean, you want it to be close, but you don't want it to be riding while you don't have product in there. And you just lock it down with these 1/4-20 bolts here. That'll keep that rigid in place. And you do the same thing on this other backing roller here.
Get your back roller there. And we're talking about these guides, fellas. These guys, the top one's always the right hand. The guides that's down here by your pulleys down here are handed, right hand and left hand, and the bearing always goes to the center of your machine. So your ceramic, remember your ceramics are reversible here. Your blade guides are reversible. When they start wearing out, you can flip the blade guides over. Okay, now how are we gonna set the center and the sides?
As far as center, that's the same thing. I like to let them float. and then set them height-wise. As far as in and out on your backing roller, you got a little slot here on your core 20 bolts to actually hold the whole bracket, the backing roller bracket, and you can slide that in and out to adjust your backing roller depth. Center blade guide, same concept, let it float, but this time it's a 5/16 bolt. It'll be right there in the middle. And just make sure you're not revving on top or bottom. You don't want any tension on that blade. And
when the blade's in a natural state with no bunds or anything on it, the blade shouldn't touch any of the guides. It should have a little bit of clearance above and below every guide, correct?
That's correct.
Now let's say I'm in a bakery and I'm getting a slice over here that the bottom is thicker than it is on this side. How am I going to correct that?
You can either lower one side or raise one side.
How you going to do that?
If
How you going to
come
set
over
it?
here, Justin, on your
Now, how you going to know how much to set it, Sammy?
Well, yeah, that's a good point there, Mike. So right here is just got a couple half-inch chunks of aluminum.
We usually use a ½ inch.
Set them down underneath the blade. A little dropper down. Right to where that blade is touching. Let's see. And you should have just a little bit of wiggle over there, Mike.
I've got about a 64th, I would
Yeah,
guess.
see, that's why I don't have any tension. I can just slide it back and forth. No resistance whatsoever.
So we know we got a good blade that's parallel.
Good level with your conveyor, so you'll have an even slice throughout all your product. Remove those. If you're not parallel, or if you're not level with it, your suspension lifts here. It's just threaded. This got a thread rod in there, threads down into your hydraulic lift. So you just take a pair of channel locks, or if you have a thin, low torque wrench, you just crank that, either lower or raise each side to adjust accordingly. And that's all there is to that. It's very simple.
And anytime we doing maintenance on one of these in the plant, guys, you always want to grab this slicer and try to shake it. If you're getting any kind of shake back and forth, there's an easy adjustment for that too. Go ahead, Sammy.
You see a ½ inch wrench and a 3/4 wrench, and down here on your hex spacers for your rollers, you just loosen your ½ inch, then take your 3/4 wrench and you twist that around. It's drilled off center.
That hex one is eccentric. The round ones are centered. The hex is eccentric, so you can increase the tension on that V roller a little bit, right?
That's right. Yep. Pretty well all there is to that. It's a relatively easy machine to do all the adjustments on.
You don't want any shaking in this slicer when she's up, and you can go ahead and raise her up a little bit more there, son. We can raise this thing. We can raise this thing up to its limit, and we still, I'm gonna shake this whole machine. That head ain't gonna shake. That's what you gotta have. So we got all the guides set. We got our backing roller set to a 16. We got this one set.
Yep.
We got our center blade guide down here set, and I can feel wiggle up and down on it. I can feel wiggle up and down on this one, so I know I'm not touching ceramics. This one, is that one over there good?
Yeah, this one here, you got plenty of wiggle. Make sure you're not going to wear those ceramics out before need be.
And we know we're parallel with our bottom belt. I think that does it. I don't know of anything else to add. Do you?
No, I think that pretty well covers it all.
Once again, just check your pulleys, because when that crown goes, now these are hard anodized, but when that crown goes, you're going to be eating through bag-up rollers and blade guides really quick, because that blade will just sit there and go just violent on you. So we got to make sure that we check the crown on them things. That'll last a good long time, but you need to check that crown. You got anything else you want to add to this one?
I think that covers about all of it.
All right, you guys go out there and laugh a little bit, cuss a little bit, work safe, work smart. We'll give you another video here in a week to 10 days. Appreciate it.